Hi, so we did it. I hit 1.5k, which is a pretty cool number. So I guess I get to I get to answer all you guys' burning questions. I have 72 different questions to answer on YouTube, but some of these are duplicates, so I'm probably not gonna answer all of them. Some of them are also really big shit posts. So coming in first, we have Alexia I'm gonna say. What was your first Rec Room experience and did you enjoy it? No, I did not enjoy it. It sucked. I was doing Dodgeball for the weekly on Scream Mode and my friend was absolutely destroying me, so I didn't play Rec Room again for another I don't even know. It would have been probably 8 months, 9 months. I was in January. Started playing again in 2020 and then here we are now. Blue Sky in VR, when did you find out you could double shot really fast and learn how to master it? I didn't really notice my skill get better. Mess VR asked, what was your first VR you ever played on? And love your videos, Kami. First of all, thank you. And technically it would have been like a Google Cardboard or something, like back in like 2015 when I think my dad got on for me and we used that a lot. But if you're talking about like for Rec Room and other like VR games with controllers, it would have been a PlayStation VR that I got back in like 2016. Souls, how strong have you gotten since you started double shooting? Me personally, it made me sore, but also very strong. Also, can we play sometime if I was on to play with a top speedrunners for a while now. So I figured since you were doing a QnA, maybe we could play sometime. So for me, it hasn't really been more of a strength thing, more of just a stamina builder. I can play for long periods at a time now, whereas before I wouldn't have been able to do that. And to answer the second half of your question, maybe I wouldn't really consider myself a top speedrunner anymore, but I'm be down to play whenever if you see me online. Feel free to stop by. Captain Candy asked, what's your thought on going to Double Shot Trainer and hanging out with people and having fun for a little bit? To be honest, I don't know what to ask. That's fine. I'm glad you're here and you made an effort to be part of the video. That's fine too. For me personally, I'd say like Double Shot Trainer was fun for about 2 months, and then for me it just kind of died out after that. It's fun to see people and get recognized, you know? People always smile when they see me, which is nice. Cybernetic, do you think you and Dare will do a speedrun together? I think with enough practice you guys could get duo world record. Probably not, to be honest. I don't really do duos, Dare doesn't do duos, and I have no interest in going for world records, and I don't know where he's at with that because I don't talk to him, and I don't really play with people I don't talk to a whole bunch. But maybe one day if I get back into it. How did you become the fastest double shooter on Rec Room? I'm not really. I mean, I was at one point, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people who could surpass me now. But to answer your question, I just kind of got lucky. I just played how I played, and eventually I kind of started speeding up naturally. And I don't know, I guess eventually I just started prioritizing speed subconsciously, but ever since I kind of broke out of that and started focusing on accuracy a little more, about 6 months ago, I definitely got a lot better. Hi Clutch asked, what other games and hobbies do you do when you're bored on Rec Room? What do you play? For me, as far as what I would do on Rec Room when I'm bored, I either just look at my friends list, try and join someone, or I appear online, join random people, or if I don't feel like doing that, I'll just go play laser tag or something. But as far as what other hobbies do I do, I play a few instruments. I play piano, guitar, technically ukulele is a different instrument. That's kind of it really. I do music stuff. I play other video games, of course. I draw a little bit in my spare time. But that's pretty much it. You can actually download one of my songs on Spotify right now. It's not great, but it was my first one I ever published. So yeah, go check it out. Jake Berry, oh, that name. What made you choose to use the index? And what was the reason to play Rec Room? I played Rec Room because I like the bow mechanics. That's pretty much it. It was my first social VR experience, and on PSVR I was like, guys, it's like VR chat. So that was pretty much why I started. But as far as like why I chose index, tracking mainly. I heard really bad things about CV1 tracking, but to be honest, I kind of wish I started on CV1 and moved up to index, because being introduced to such a good headset so soon means that it isn't really possible for me to downgrade anymore. But you know, I'm happy where I am right now. Best quests other than the quests just the bows in them, Chama asks. Crescendo by a while. I fucking love Crescendo, dude. The whip physics is so fun, and it's just got a great story, and the gameplay is just really, really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Couple Thaya asks, have you ever done a solo speedrun on Walk, and if so, what was your time on Walk quest? Well, I have like a 1256 in crescendo, any percent on walk. But if you're talking about with the bow, I got a 552 on walk in golden, I think. I want to say I'm going back quite a while now. That was also 20%, but I'd say that's a pretty good shout. Yeah, that's kind of where I'd have to guess. Flux Mix asks, do we ever do live streams of playing with fans? Yes, I do that quite a bit actually in my spare time, but I haven't done for the past maybe month or so. But if you look back in the history of my channel, you might see a few streams re-uploaded. I do stream sometimes, just keep your notifications on and I'll be there eventually. That Irish Goose, people are naming themselves Kami Lover Ulu, help. Also, what are your thoughts on that? I know I sort of touched on it before, but I'd love to hear a more detailed response. I hate everything that you just said. I hate when people copy my outfits because it makes me feel unoriginal, and the whole thing for me is I don't want to be a stereotype, I don't want to be put into a label, like as far as Rec Room players go, which is why I try and expand my skill set in the games I play, and I just try and create an individual personality for myself. So I hate when people copy my name or my outfit or anything, but I guess it's just people trying to show the support in whichever way they know how without talking to me. As far as people calling themselves things like Kami Lover Uwu, I can't do much about it. I try to ignore it. But yeah, there are plenty of other ways to show your support, like subscribing and donating to my Patreon and giving me money. What's up, Bro 3? My bestie, best friend. What GT speedrunners have you respected the most in the community, both current and former? For both quests, I'd say Cyclic, sorta Cosmo for the commitment, and Skipper. Skipper's one of my best friends, one of the kind of only people I talk to in and out of Rec Room consistently. That's same with What's Up Bro 3, ironically. Cyclic, he's one of my favorite duo partners. I've played with him so much in the past, and he's always fun to play with, and we're both really consistent together. Cosmo played a lot, and I respect that. For Jumbotron though, Hal, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. That guy's crazy with triple shotgun, dude. I don't know how he does it. It's really hard for me to get good at. And apart from that, I'd say Rock Lobster, because he's still keeping up with all of us, despite only getting like an hour a day of playtime because of different life things getting in the way. Pokey asks, what is your favorite moment of speedrunning? As far as like the funniest or most enjoyable moment, I would say this clip right here. I'll play it on screen now. Oh my god. I just see Skippy. I don't know why it made me laugh so much. It's just Cody's mic really just hit different there. But in terms of like the most crazy thing that's ever happened in speedrunning, I'll put this clip on right now and I'll explain what happened. So we were doing a any percent run, me, Cyclic, Skipper, and Cosmo, which are the people I mentioned earlier. And essentially what happened is me and Cosmo switched routes subconsciously when Jake lagged out. We didn't say a single word to each other about switching routes. We just did it subconsciously. And that type of synergy I've never experienced anywhere else, and it's the hardest thing to try and explain to someone who wasn't there. The only people who are ever going to understand it are me and Cosmo. But it was a phenomenal thing. It was like an out-of-body experience. It's really hard to explain. We just switched routes and did routes we've never done before, just so smoothly and consistently without even talking. It was crazy. Cosmo asks, why is Cosmo your favorite person?
They call me Buckets cause I hoop, took your kills with a swoop, never gonna rest, too gamer at the class.
Quattro asks, how did you come up with make the name Kami? It originates from the word kaminari, which relates to lightning in Japanese. Lightning, speed, speedrunning's kind of my thing. So yeah, it originated from that, and eventually I just cut out the nari and just kept it to Kami, K-A-M-I. That's just my nickname now, so Kaminari isn't my name anymore. It's not related to me, it's just Kami. Just Kami, it's just my name. Swashi asks, what inspired you to be a speedrunner or try and get world record as such? Boredom and Bethea, those two. When I started playing, I idolized Bethea a lot, so my main goal was to try and beat him, and after I did that, I just realized, hey, I'm kind of good at this. I want to see how far I can push the limits, and I did that quite well, I think. Always Ollie asked, when sub 450? That's not going to happen, I don't want to play anymore. And what are your thoughts on the current state of Rec Room? Like I said, 450 isn't going to happen, I suck now, I'm not going to go into that. Current state, it's doing okay. There are a couple really big bugs out right now and a couple of things that need to be fixed. But as far, it's doing better than it has previously, I'd say right now. So we're in an okay era. Nobies asked, do you think of retiring, and if you do, what would you do after that? I would play casually. That's what I've pretty much been doing. I don't really think that speedrunners need to announce a retirement. You can just kind of stop playing as much. It's not a job or a serious commitment that I think you really need to retire from. It's a hobby, you know? It's a video game at the end of the day. But yeah, I just play casually in the meantime and just hang out with people and enjoy what I'm doing, which is pretty much what I'm doing right now. Max Conavia asked, how did you discover Rec Room? I found it because I was looking through my friends list on PlayStation and I saw someone was playing it, so I downloaded it and gave it a shot, and then I uninstalled it, and then when I found out it was a VR game, I DM'd one of my friends who was like, hey, yeah, you should play it in VR, it's a whole new experience. So I got my VR controllers, because I was already thinking about it, but that convinced me, and then after that, I just couldn't put them down. What graphics card do you have, or what are your PC specs? I have a Ryzen 7 2700X CPU, a Gigabyte B450F motherboard, I believe, 2060 standard and 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is DDR4 at 3200 megahertz. Forest Keeper asked, yo, I must know how long you've been playing Rec Room. Like I said, since 2019, but more actively since 2020. Krypton Ninja asked, what's your favorite food? I don't know what to ask, that's fine. Favorite food? I think I'd have to go with like some sort of noodles or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be a stereotype, but noodles or pizza, those are two very, very good dishes. I really like Italian food too. Anything complex and makes me feel fancy. But in terms of just like a late snack, then yeah, noodles or pizza or something. Mama Luigi also asked, how am I doing, and even put a cat face. That's awesome. I love you. You're so cool. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Hope you guys are all doing well too.